So it says business justification for the development of new ISO 222 financial repository items. It states specifically, look at the highlights, with their respective ISO 222 card payment standards development. Ooh, that right there caught my attention. Both organizations, Nexo and TGI, are covering the whole card payment value chain from acceptor to issuer. Wow. With the delivery of full-fledged ISO 222 standards. Through the participation of common experts in both groups, the submitters are already facing today the issue of coordinating their standardization activities to deliver end-to-end compliance specifications, and this by ensuring a proper coherence at message level and maintaining the standards on both sides of the chain. Both organizations do rely on their own decision-making structures to ensure a proper coordination and issues resolution mechanisms if and when relevant. If and when relevant. Man, that's something else. With the respective ISO 222 card payment standards development, both organizations, Nexo and TGR, are covering the whole card payment value chain from acceptor to issuer. That is bullish in itself. Hold on a second. The present business justification addresses the registration of a set of messages to ensure the proper management of payment tokens associated with token request, token issuance, token provisioning, and in general, all actions related to the proper management of maintenance of payment tokens by token service provider. But here's the key thing, guys. Look how many times tokens or payment tokens is mentioned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And we understand why ISO 222 is so powerful, right? That messaging format and the technologies that are built on really great blockchain technologies, right? To make this happen, Ripple's XRP and so on. Let me see what else I could pull up in regards to this. Shout out to Crypto Mike, of course. Let me pull up another page. Yep, I got another one. I'm going to do the same type of thing. I'm going to try to blow it up as much as I can for you guys to see it. Here we go. Hopefully you guys can see this. Yes, you can. All right. So I'm going to blow this up. Oh, man, that's a little bit too far blown up. I think this is probably good enough right here. I just don't want to make it like too blurry for you guys. All right, let's look at this. ISO 222 business areas. This new development has identified the following new ISO 222 business area to be created in the card payments domain. Payment token management. Messages that support card payment token. Like whoever put this together knows crypto. Why this is so significant. You need to have high, because if anything, people are saying ISO, it's just a messaging format. It's not tied into the likes of specific tokens in crypto. Malarkey. Look at this. This is cool. I'm glad Mike shared this with us. So let's get further down. It states ISO 222 syntaxes. The submitting organizations wish to use these models to generate messages in both ISO 222 XML and ASN1. They are also considered using JSON. Alternative syntax other than ISO 222, XML, or ASN syntax in addition to the messaging generated by the RA. Hold on a second here. Purpose of the new development, tokenization. Being a rather new issuer in an earlier phase of business development, there is no extensive track record of the implementation of tokenization process as of today. Well, yet. Right, we're getting to that real soon. That's why everybody says we are so early. You are so early because here's the thing: we don't even have laws made up for this stuff yet. Think about that. If we don't have laws made up, and people say we're new, we're still so new. Think about that in itself. There's not even proper laws made. Right, we're trying to get regulatory clarity. Right. I think we start seeing the introduction of legislation in March. Personally, that's just my own belief. Tokenization being a rather new issuer of the earlier phases of business. Yeah, I mentioned some of this. Hold on a second. Hold on. Apart from the ISO 222 syntax. The need for additional syntax was outlined by some actors perceiving JSON on the ideal candidate to support in addition to XML, the whole process of tokenization. I will read this last part. I don't know why he didn't highlight this. Some of those actors in the card payment industry will be willing to demonstrate the benefits of such an additional syntax when performance associated with the time to response to a request is at stake. We already answered this. If you guys were watching earlier, when you said I got passionate and I got excited, guys, think about it. Visa, yeah. This is, you know what, Mike? I love Mike. I do. He gets it. He gets it. He understands he's been watching the show like probably just as long as Brian Dowie, maybe longer, right? OG of OGs. He understands the flow, the format of the show, right? We have outlines and so on. We go from one stage to the other. He understands that I want to have a nice flow. I talked about Visa earlier. He has this. This is cool. This is super cool because, yeah, like it says, some of those actors in the card payment industry, Visa, come on, right? The whole Ripple connection may be willing to demonstrate the benefits of such an additional syntax. And look how many times token is mentioned. XRP, right? And we don't have to just end it there, right? And who is the one, the brainchild, if you will, right? The brains of the operation to get this going, right? I'm so bullish on these top three consistently. Qnt Xrp Xlm. And yes, my number 4, XDC. I know that, but XDC plays a big role in ISO20022 also. We talked about that before. This is big stuff. Let's get a little bit more into this. This is cool. Let me see if there's any other particular breakdown about this. Let me bring it up in a way, of course, you guys can see it again. Let's see. Is there any other things? Yeah, there's 2 more pages of this. We'll just get to the juicy stuff. Let me see. Crypto Mike is in the house. That's what states. I need to zoom in more on that. All right, I apologize. At least I know how to do it. I mean, do it, and doing it well. I was raised in ISO. She was raised down in Brooklyn or something. I don't know. Where am I going with this? Anyway, all right. So let's see if we can zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, let's do 250. I think that's a sweet spot. All right, so it states card holders, right? We just went from the whole thing about the payment actors. Well, card holders will benefit from a higher level of security and a better trust in effecting a card payment, given the fact that the PAN usually used to perform the payment is replaced by a payment token, which ensures the higher level of protection of this asset, for which the risk of being compromised is much lower than a traditional payment. So, for people that want to FUD the likes of this whole concept of ISO 222 who don't understand this, they're going to focus on what? They're only going to focus on the speed. Oh, well, it's just faster. I mean, so what? It's not that big of a deal. I mean, do you really count the seconds of how this all goes through? No, you just buy your items, at the store, and then you put it in the bag, and then you go home, and do you really count it? I mean, I've heard people say it. I think it's a stupid thing to say, but it's also not just that. It's understanding the layers of security, and they address it. But look at what states here: a payment token, which ensures a high level of protection. Again, all right, you like the idea that they're mentioning this because, I mean, yeah, you could draw the XRP connection. Yeah, you can even draw the Qnt connection. How do we know that? With their particular secure smart contracts, right? Remember we mentioned that. All right, so merchants, due to the much lower risk of their card data being compromised at the point of interaction with the card holder, merchants will enjoy a higher level of trust in accepting payments based on the use of payment tokens. Jeez, man, look how many times tokens specifically is mentioned here. But here's the thing. It's not just understanding how this benefits the retail holder who is swiping the payment, or the payment token, if you will, that the token that's being utilized, right? But now this benefits the likes of the merchants. This provides a layer of utility for the merchants. How could you not get excited about this? And I love whoever put this together. They did a very good job of highlighting token. They get it. They understand. Can we all agree on this? All right, we might not agree on everything, right? I think a lot of us agree on a lot of this stuff, but can we agree on this? There is a distinct difference with what is being reported in the crypto space or the mainstream media about crypto. It's a night and day difference. It sucks that it's always this way when it comes to trying to get to the bottom of anything, like the truth, if you will. We do it with politics. We do it with, oh man, I mean, I guess you could say we could do it with religion. We do it with, rumors that are spread. I mean, at every turn of the table, when it comes to just finding the truth, there is one set narrative. You have to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. And my point being is this: when it comes to the mainstream media flooding the likes of crypto, they only report on two things. Can we agree this? They report on two things. Bitcoin is at 69K. My God, I should have gotten to Bitcoin back in 11/11/2021, and Ethereum too, right? And then they'll report on Shiba Inu. Oh, Shiba Inu. What is this thing? I could have bought a whole bunch of these for super cheap. Might be a millionaire. Or Dogecoin. They just report on whatever skyrockets, right? But they never report on the utility. They never talk about the use case. They'll never educate you on any of this stuff. It's kind of like the old expression back in the day of, well, we need to keep this hush hush. If it's a good thing, why would you let everybody know about a good thing? But you know what the beautiful thing about crypto, like actual real solid, great crypto projects, the ones that have great blockchain technology and so on, the ones with real utility. What is great about it is understanding that this is not the case of where we keep this hush hush. If anything, we want the widespread adoption. We want more and more people like you guys are tuning in, so on, to understand the significance of Iso20022. Understand that this is not something we want to keep hush hush. We want more of that adoption. So anyway, my point is, look at some of the verbiage listed here. It's really impressive. Multiple layers of utility that benefit retailers, merchants, and look at this. Acquirers and their agents will enjoy a higher level of trust accepting from their merchants transactions initiated by tokens. Issuers. The role of issuers is key in accepting card payment transactions. Token-based transactions should reduce the level of decline authorizations and also the need to effect additional security checks prior to authorizing a card payments transaction. Furthermore, issuers will have a complete freedom to ensure the provision of token services themselves or rely on a third party to ensure this task on their behalf. Additional benefits are also expected for the following actors of token-based payments. I'm not going to read all this, but I mean, you have an idea of the different layers. I mean, we talked about the issuers. We talked about, the merchants. We talked about, you from the retail side, right? The payee, right? How about processors, right? Says specifically processors are expected to benefit from the business deployment of this new service of a payment token provisioning among actors of the card payment and from issuers in particular. Are you not frustrated from the fact that most people will say, who are outside of the crypto realm, will say, we already have this, technically speaking, with Visa. I've heard this debate. I've had people literally, I hate to say it, like I have a couple friends, they just don't get it with crypto. They're like, Max, Visa already has 25,000 TPS. They don't need this. And then they leave it at there. Oh, okay, so let's just throw out the layers of security. Let's just throw out the other particular benefits. Right? Let's just be narrow-minded with one layer of that particular utility and just throw everything out the window. This outline that you see here, the processors, the payment enablers, the issuers, the acquirers, the merchants, the card holders, etc., is multiple layers of use case of the tokenization of what? Well, you can draw your own connection. You have a better understanding because it totally shows you an outline of how this is all broken down by highlighting the specific ones of how it's tied into crypto. Now you may be wondering, well, it doesn't mention XRP. Damn right, it's not going to mention the likes of XRP. They don't need to mention the likes of XRP because they don't want to violate any type of NDA and so on. But if you've done your proper research, you do understand where this is all tied into. You understand why the likes of, BlackRock have, acquired quite a bit of this, or, gotten into what they've gotten into in the past and so on. Let's face it, dating back for quite a bit of time now, right? I don't know. I want to show you one more thing in regards to this, and shout out to Crypto Mike. Here's this. I'm going to, of course, try to blow this up as much as I can, but I think it's crucial to understand some of this. So if anything, I'm going to copy this image. Let's go ahead and paste and go on it. And hold on a second. So where are we at with this? I don't think that's the right page. Yeah. All right. So let me get a status and then copy image, paste and go. It's not bringing up the right page. Why is it doing that? All right. Let me see. I'll see if I can just do copy image on a different screen. It's not doing it again. Oh, here we go. I got it now. I got it. All right. Share this tab instead. This is big enough. I don't need to zoom in more. So it says digital wallet providers. Wallets do contain payment instruments. We knew about a little bit about this. Actually, this isn't highlighted. Let's talk about this real quick. Expected time frame of the whole new series of ISO20022 messages says should be designed and developed within the best timescales, given the fact that they are usually related to highly innovative new means of payment, which require a short time to market delivery. Listen to this adoption scenario. By issuing an ISO20022 standard and early stage development of the tokenization acceptance by the market, it is expected that the actors will avoid a phenomenon, usually, like how it says phenomenon, usually encountered when standardization comes too late after the market acceptance of the solution and when the market has to support different de facto standards once the adoption of the solution has gone to a stage where no backward standardization process could be I can't read that right now. Envisage. I can't even pronounce that. But let's go further down. The volume. Volumes are difficult to predict at this early stage. Yeah, no duh. I think this is why people can't get an accurate price for XRP. Nobody can. Hear this for just a moment, and we'll wrap this part up. We'll kick back in the comments and so on. But I mean, come on, guys. The whole 5 minutes and 5 minutes. I mean, forget about it. Forget about it. Go back to Jizzy, you bum. All right. Volumes are difficult to predict at this early stage of the tokenization development process. Why? Well, it says a recent initiative in token-based payments in the USA by a major manufacturer of smartphones acting as a payment enabler in cooperation with some major international card schemes acting as token service providers on behalf of some major card issuers has demonstrated that in less than a month, more than 1 million of cardholders has subscribed to a new payment application. Oh my God. I think this is the magic spot. This is the sweet spot. No pun intended. I think that Mike wanted me to highlight. I'm just going to throw it out there. I think this is it. Hopefully he saw this part. All right. If you're just tuning in, this is massive. This is huge. Okay. I'm going to read this part again. If you're just tuning in, a recent initiative in token-based payment in USA by a major manufacturer of smartphones acting as a payment enabler in cooperation with some major international card schemes acting as a token service providers. So let's call it a TSP. You have internet service providers, right? Here in Arizona, we have Cox Communications. Larry has, for instance, Spectrum. You may have Comcast, whatever the case be. Token service provider. So let's just call it TSP on behalf of some major card issuers has demonstrated in less than a month more than 1 million of cardholders. Here's the magic spot. Has subscribed to a new payment application using tokenization. Oh my God, hear me out. As the main driver of their payment solution, the solution is already accepted in more than 220,000 stores in the USA alone. Now, here's the thing. This is where we talk about the whole thing of you don't even realize, or like, I don't know, Grandma Coochie Boy or Grandma Dowie or whoever, right, has no offense to them. I mean, God bless them, right? Especially if they're alive and well. That they don't even realize that this is tied into crypto. This is where you get these particular statements, because this is where you get that mass adoption without the rest of the world not even knowing about it. This is where we can get, for instance, insane market caps that we were talking about before, because it's the moving of the money, and tons of money, more than tons of money. I mean, it's not even just trillions. We're beyond trillions. We're literally talking about quadrillions, right? If you think about it from a broader perspective, when we put so much emphasis on the likes of ISO 222, this is a big reason why. I'm not saying this is the only reason why. This is a big reason why, because again, you go to, hey, I'm gonna pay for this. I'm gonna swipe it. Now this is gonna cost less for the banks. It's going to be a lot more faster and efficient. And how about this? More secure, right? And if anything, it incentivizes more money flow to happen. I think that's the key thing. Money flow. When we talk about cross-border payments, that's one thing. But think about the old system. The old system was designed supposedly for the money to flow. Well, here's the thing. Banks didn't utilize that utility because that utility, let's face it, it sucked. But now if you're not going to have a particular system that sucks anymore, you're going to see utility working like clockwork. Now, if Mark Cuban pointed out the whole thing about Ethereum, what made it, you know, whether we're fans of it or not, most of us are not when it comes to gas fee, is the whole thing with Ethereum, you have, you know, the minting of NFTs, gas fee. You have, you know, ERC20 tokens being shilled out there. No offense to whoever just came in earlier, shilled out there, and that being utilized, gas fees, gas fees, gas fees. That's the utility. How about this? Every single time somebody swipes this, tied into particular cryptos, XRP, XLM, you name it. But the point is that utility being utilized over and over and over again. What will happen to the likes of some of these particular cryptos? Draw your own conclusion. And if anything, the one that was mentioned earlier about not being able to properly identify or understand a particular price, I know it was not on this page, it was on the other one. This is where this is coming from. You can't get an accurate price because there's no way to guess that particular volume at full scale. Maybe it is on this particular one. Anyway, I know there's a lot to go over. I was very excited to read this because whoever highlighted all this, the key takeaway is tokenization. You know, whether it's not, you know, even if it wasn't XRP, the whole idea that these payment methods tied into ISO 222 and how that in itself, when it comes to banks, retail money, you name it, is going to be huge. And we could even throw in the trade sector for the likes of XDC, right? All right. I know there's a lot to cover right there.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have not yet subscribed, do yourself a favor and subscribe for more information on the ISO 222 compliant tokens, and hit the notification bell to make sure that you are aware of the new videos when they come up. Max and I cover these ISOs, and we also have a live show every single night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you tune in for that. You won't want to miss it. Thanks again, and we will see you on the next video.